In 2009, CERN's director of research stood before reporters and admitted the Large Hadron Collider could open a door to another dimension. Out of this door, he said, might come something. That statement alone should have changed everything. But here's what nobody talks about. A Swiss scientist who works directly with CERN insiders is now saying that door has been opened, that beings came through, that one of them left a scarf as proof, and that military intelligence agencies are now fighting over what comes next. If any of that is true, we're not in the reality we think we're in. This wasn't a conspiracy theorist in a basement. This was Sergio Bertolucci, the director of research and scientific computing at CERN, speaking on the record to major news outlets. And somehow the world just kept spinning like nothing happened. But according to a Swiss scientist with direct access to CERN insiders, that door has already been opened, and something came through, something that left evidence behind. Let me start with what we know for certain, straight from CERN's own leadership. Sergio Bertolucci wasn't speaking in vague metaphors when he briefed reporters in 2009. He was describing an actual capability of the Large Hadron Collider. He explained that the machine could hold this door open for an infinitesimal fraction of time, about 10 to the negative 26 power seconds. In that microscopic window, he said, we would be able to peer into this open door, either by getting something out of it or sending something into it. Then he added something that should have raised every alarm bell. He said, of course, after this tiny moment, the door would again shut, bringing us back to our normal four-dimensional world. Think about that phrasing. Back to our normal four-dimensional world. As if there's another world that isn't normal. As if they know exactly where this door leads. When pressed about what this meant, Bertolucci said it would be a major leap in our vision of nature. Then he added, almost as an afterthought, he said, and of course, no risk to the stability of our world. That's the kind of reassurance that doesn't actually reassure anyone. Because if there's no risk, why bring it up at all? It's like a pilot saying, don't worry, the wings probably won't fall off. The fact that you had to say it means someone was worried about it. But here's where I like to say, here's where this story goes from unsettling to absolutely wild. Dr. Astrid Stuckelberger is a Swiss scientist with credentials that give her access to circles most of us will never see. She's worked with the World Health Organization, the United Nations, and multiple Swiss federal agencies. She teaches in universities at Geneva and Lausanne, and she's spoken directly with physicists who work inside CERN. What they told her should terrify anyone paying attention. According to Stuckelberger, she asked two CERN physicists a direct question. How many dimensions are you officially working with? Both of them answered immediately, and both gave the same answer. 17. Not the 4 dimensions we experience in everyday reality. 17. She also relayed something even more disturbing. These same physicists told her about criticism that had been leveled at CERN from within the scientific community. The criticism was that they had changed something in reality itself, that they had altered time and space, and that they had opened other realities. Not that they might, that they had. But it gets stranger if that's possible. Stuckelberger claims that a group of physicists at CERN encountered a being, not a particle, not an energy signature, a being. She says they described it as something that doesn't resemble a human. And here's the part that sounds impossible until you sit with it for a moment. This being left something behind, physical evidence, a scarf. Let that sink in. According to her account, something came through from another dimension, interacted with scientists at the world's most advanced physics facility, and left behind an object that shouldn't exist in our reality. A scarf that, if this is true, is currently being held somewhere as proof that contact was made. Now, before you dismiss this as too wild to believe, consider what we already know. CERN's own director admitted they could open a door. He used those exact words. Out of this door might come something. He didn't say we're studying theories. He said something might come through. That's not speculation. That's a description of an active capability. And this wasn't one random comment. Dr. Mike Lamont, another official at CERN, confirmed they were hoping to discover extra dimensions. These are people at the highest levels of the organization speaking openly about tearing holes in the fabric of reality. Why would they talk about it unless they believed it was possible? And if it's possible, what makes us think they haven't already done it? There is another layer to this that makes it even more unsettling. Stuckelberger mentioned that there is now a fight happening behind the scenes at CERN. She said that when you look at what's going on, there's a struggle involving military and intelligence agencies. A fight over what exactly? Control over the portal, control over whatever's coming through, she didn't say. But the fact that military intelligence is reportedly involved tells you this isn't just about academic physics anymore. Think about the implications here. If CERN has the ability to open doorways to other dimensions, even for a fraction of a second, then every experiment they run is essentially rolling the dice on what comes back through. Bertolucci himself admitted that something might come out. He didn't say we'd understand it. He didn't say we could control it. He just said it might come out. And apparently, according to insider testimony, it already has. Here's what makes this so hard to process. We're conditioned to think of dimensional travel as science fiction. It's Star Trek. It's comic books. It's not something that happens in the real world with real funding and real scientists and a real facility that cost $13 billion to build. But CERN isn't fiction. The Large Hadron Collider isn't theoretical. And the people making these statements aren't anonymous sources. They're on the record with their names attached, working at the most prestigious physics labs on Earth. So why isn't anyone freaking out about this? Why isn't this the biggest story in the world? A senior CERN official admits they can open doors to other dimensions, and a credible scientist with insider access claims beings have already come through. That should be on every front page, every news broadcast, every conversation. Instead, it's buried, ignored, dismissed as fringe or conspiracy, even though the admissions are coming from the institution itself. Maybe it's because the implications are too big. If CERN can open doors and if something has already come through, then every assumption we have about the nature of reality is wrong. Our universe isn't a closed system. The boundaries we thought existed don't. And we've just given a handful of physicists the power to crack these boundaries open whenever they want. It's not a comfortable thought. It's the kind of thing people would rather not think about. But here's the thing. Whether we think about it or not, it doesn't change what CERN's leadership has already admitted. And it doesn't change what insiders are reportedly witnessing. The door has been opened. And if the testimony is accurate, something has already come through. The only question left is what else is waiting on the other side, and whether we'll even know when it arrives. But that's just what I think. I want to know what you think. Drop a comment below, please. If you like what we're doing here, I hope you do. Please like, share, and subscribe. It's free for you, and it really does help the channel grow. Be sure to check out all the other links for other cool stuff too. And remember, always keep an open mind. Not so open your brains fall out. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Appreciate you. Thank you. Bye.